Game on in game number 3 here at the WCG quarterfinals. Sora versus Dayshi. And this is map 3. Starting at the bottom right where the Protoss play, it is Sora. And his opponent, of course, to the top left on Frost, the Terran player from France. It is Dayshi in blue. Down 2 maps already in the series. If he loses another map, and it's all over for him.
That's right. And as you asked me last game, how do you feel after the first game of losing? You know, what's your mindset? And after 2 games of losing, after a game like that, you might be a little nervous now. You might be feeling a little bit under the gun, and you might be, you might feel like you need to, mix it up a little bit. I mean, I don't think he'll get away with doing the same thing a 3rd time. I think if Sora sees that, he's going to just take advantage of it once again.
We have cross position, so it's definitely a huge rush distance between the 2 bases, so you can play a little bit more greedy with that. But it's definitely one of those situations that you never really want to be in a scenario like this. So I'm very eager to see how he's going to deal with this, because right now, Dayshi, he had high hopes coming into this series, but it's looking not very promising for him.
Yeah, not at the moment. He needs to think of something. He needs to scout that 3rd base, and he needs to see if that's going up, because that's a massive massive gamble.
It was the 3rd Nexus before the 6-minute mark.
And it looks like we're going to see a CC first, which is a lot different to what Dayshi has been doing, and I really like this on this map.
By the way, guys, just a small explanation if you're new to a Korean broadcast or like Korean production for a broadcast. What you currently can see at the top at our scoreboard, the P5 stands basically for Sora is a Protoss player, and 5 is his starting position on the map at the bottom right. And the same is of course true for Dayshi, where we have a T10, the T standing for Terran, and the 10 for the starting position of the Terran player. Which is something of the things that a lot of Korean broadcasts use, so something that you want to keep in mind if you watch a lot more stuff.
I actually had no idea about that. Thank you.
You're joking, right?
I seriously had no idea about that. I always used to look at that and I'm like, I have no idea what that's about, but okay.
We had that even in Warcraft, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't remember. But it's really interesting. It's very educational. Thank you, Caldo.
No worries. Usually we have the color up there too. Not today.
I really appreciate color up there, actually. It makes a whole lot more sense in mirror matches.
Oh yeah, definitely. For mirror matches, it's just priceless. But yeah, the number is always for the starting position.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool. Thank you. And
that also helps with the mirror matchups, by the way.
That would help with the mirror matches, actually.
Sometimes you look at the minimap and you just can't think about the colors. Some players also don't want to abandon their favorite color, and then you have teal versus blue and things like that.
I like it when
orange versus red.
I like it when tournaments actually regulate the colors. Like you have to be blue or red. You can't be purple and pink, because that's just not cool, especially if you're 2 Zergs.
Yeah, that's sometimes really atrocious. Really difficult to cast. And then you have a match between Mana, Nama, and things like that, and then things go to hell.
Yeah, well, actually this morning when I was casting Sulky vs Sen, I had a lot of trouble because I couldn't tell sometimes which one was which again, because I didn't have the color thing up there. So yeah, I think I made a mistake once though. So it was
best of 7 between Nama and Mana with orange and red colors. That's a lot of fun.
That would be a nightmare.
Huck versus Hack is also a classic.
Yeah.
Moro versus Maru is a little bit easier, but when you do it for the first time, it's also quite challenging. So yeah, that can be quite confusing. So all this stuff helps a little bit.
Absolutely, and we see kind of just a standard start. We got 3 barracks for the Terran with the command center first, and 2 gases going up now. So he's going to have a lot of Marines for defense. You definitely need those Marines for defense against Oracles or any sort of gateway push. And it looks
it's actually a really good point that you're raising here. We did not see Oracles at all, and if you think about how the patch changed the acceleration,
you just look on Twitter and see how many Terrans are complaining about Oracles right now, and I am very surprised. But it looks like it's going to be a gateway timing. We got 5 gates going up.
5 gates, the one that he already has, and he's spacing them out quite well. So even with the scan in the main base, you would usually not spot those gateways.
Yeah.
And that might blindside Dayshi completely. I do not think that he expects this at all. And Sora is just basically signaling, dude, I want to end this early.
I want to end this. I want to go get some lunch. I've had enough. And yeah,
and here's the scan I was talking about. That's exactly.
He scouted. He scanned as the chrono was going on the cybernetics core, and he's making 2 more bunkers, so he knows what's going on. That cybernetics core chrono boost was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
And the fact that that warp gate was actually changing at that time, so it's a really good read. And I think Sora might have noticed that he was busted, and he's going into a forge now, and a Twilight Council.
He's definitely going to posture around a little bit just to scare him away, but you're completely right. With the forge and the Twilight Council that we see, this is basically Sora saying, all right, just it up, I'm just going to go and macro it up right now. You're probably going to be super scared. I'm going to posture around at the front maybe a little bit, just show you a unit or two. And then if you overcommit to your defense, I will still be massively ahead.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And he's chrono boosting probes once again and essentially just macroing behind this.
I love his flexibility in this situation, though. That he looks at it and says, like, okay, I don't think I can win this anymore. I have to go back into like a more macro-oriented style. If I just try to go with my head through the wall here, I will probably die in this game and just lose it.
It's good that he has such a plan B. Like,
yeah.
The moment it triggered, like, the moment that scan went down, he's like, okay, plan B. And he just went straight into Forge, straight into Twilight, straight into Dark Shrine, and into Zealot Charge. So, you know, a good follow-up.
Yeah, he's basically getting nearly every tech in the book at this point.
Yeah, why not? He seemed to do it pretty well first game. You
Yeah,
know?
going for all the Twilight techs that you could possibly get. And so far, we see Dayshi just roaming the map with the Bioforce that he has and trying to find out, okay, where are your pylons? What are you doing? Do you have a third base up? What's your follow-up here? Do you try to play this greedy? And I really like also, not only how Sora is playing this, but Daishi's scan was incredible. That was really exactly what he needed there. You were obviously completely right about talking about the Chrono Boost here and or Gate, even though he missed the gateways themselves. But he's still roaming the map and trying to find out what's happening here because he realizes that something is on. And killing that hallucinated Phoenix was also a big deal because
very, very helpful.
Sora is playing blind.
That's right, and this Dark Shrine is just about finished, so we're going to see some DT harassment, and that third base isn't near finishing yet, so he could actually take this down if he kills the SCV. But it'll entirely depend if he wants to scout it. But looks like he's just going to go straight for the natural.
Yeah, he's moving in, and he has a lot of DPS here. The force fields are great, though. Oh my god, what a nice trap. Taking down so many, and there is no detection.
Oh, this is going to be huge damage right now.
Oh, yeah. He attacks the command center for a second. God knows why.
The SCVs.
But now he's going for the SCVs and the mules. And in the main base, another DT is really taking its toll.
This
a
could
third
be it.
one.
This could be it right now. He has used every single scan, and he's not gonna. Oh, he has one scan left now.
Yep.
Just got enough.
That's only gonna kill one of those DTs,
and
though.
there's 3 DTs in that base, and one of them's going to town on the SCVs at the back, and 15
kills already.
Oh my goodness, this could be it.
This could definitely be it. There's no mining going on at the natural anymore. Another scan goes down. There's 2 scans baited. A lot of SCVs lost. We have another DT already at the bottom of the map. Here comes another scan. He gets the third one off. Takes the DT down finally. Nice block with the SCVs. Really nice touch. But that's a lot of mining time lost and also a lot of units lost.
A lot of units lost. And that third is going up for Sora now. And looks like he's just going to pretty much just go into charge lot with upgrades. Third base, I'm sure he'll add some more Templars and just make a really, really nice death ball, I think. I mean, he's so ahead in economy now that it's just a matter of making that perfect army. And another DT got into the main base.
And might actually, yeah, he gets away. So he will have to sacrifice another scan, not the supply depot. That doesn't usually do a whole lot if you sacrifice a supply depot on the altar.
Yeah.
You can pray for the DT to just disappear, but
yeah, it's not usually going to happen, I don't think. And scouting factory getting shot. Not seeing too much. I'm sure he already figured what was going to be next. Charge out some Templars, but to confirm it, it's always a good idea. And making a few more extra gateways just so he can warp in a whole lot more Zealots when he needs to.
More and more bunkers are also going down for Dayshi now. He really starts to play this very defensive in terms of his bases, which kind of makes sense if you think about game number 1 that we saw with all those run-bys.
That's
right.
I
like that he does that.
I just hope there's one at the third base, you know? Just so that third base can stay strong.
There has to be one at the third.
Yeah,
it would leave this third so exposed if he wouldn't. So I would be surprised to not see that. Pylons are taken out, but we have still one pylon at the top right. And I think he just walked in one Zealot that had a fight with a Marine on that bridge.
That was a bit of a sad fight. And we got 2 hallucinated Colossus once again.
Yeah, the upgrades are really coming through now. Look how many gateways he's adding. This is insane. This is gateway, I think he has 12 now?
Yeah, he has a lot of gateways. And there's illusioned Colossus disappearing, so he knows not to make any Vikings, just to make a big bio army.
There's the attack at the third base at the top, and he's also walking towards the natural now. Has still units up there, and we have the High Templar coming into position. And there's that third. No bunker at the third base, completely exposed.
Bunker.
Does get the storm off, just last second storm since the Marauder was already charging in with the stim.
And yeah, a bit of damage done to that third base. I'm very surprised that one of those bunkers was actually made at the third base. And it's going to definitely be a point of interest for Dayshi. I mean, for Sora, now that he's seen it.
Fourth base coming up now for Sora. Another good storm. Double robotics is also being built for the Colossi. Another good storm. He hits those storms really well, always taking a few of those units down, occupying his opponent here. And with the bank that he has, he can warp in whenever he wants. He gets the 4 that will give him a lead. The upgrade's already looking good. The second fort being used to get the +1 attack upgrade.
Yeah, he seems to be really engaging with just not enough zealots and not enough sentries and stalkers to really do any sort of killing blow. He's just kind of trading units right now.
It looks like he just wants to occupy his opponent, to keep him busy, just do something up there. But he's losing a lot in the process now.
That's right. And yeah, a lot of zealots going down to these marauders, but that 4th base is going up, and that's going to definitely solidify his economy lead once again. And one brave marauder just kind of pot-shotting at everything.
And we have also the Ghost Academy now coming up to counter those High Templars, of course. The Robotics Bay nearly completed, Blink started, and finally Dayshi picking off the last pylon that he found at the top.
And Zell just going to town in that 3rd base once again.
Yeah, the Zell is always there, and he has 2 kills already. He's once again diverting the entire army, or a huge chunk of it, to the top. And it's just Sora, you know, he's just dictating the pace of the game. He's telling Dayshi where to be, and he's just in control of the map so far.
Total control.
Disregarding the early game, Dayshi has not crossed the middle of the map.
That's right, and look at that pylon spread around the map too. You know, there's pylons in all sorts of interesting positions just to help out with run-bys.
And just a few seconds ago, Dayshi was actually trying to clear all the pylons out, and now they are back again. Sora just not missing a beat.
And his two Dark Templars stood really still, so no one noticed them, and now they're going to run into the 3rd base.
It's like, psh.
Yeah, just be really quiet, don't swipe at them.
And guess what we don't see at that 3rd? A bunker or a missile turret.
And now that missile turret, that missile turret going down, and he's going to have to run all his SCVs, and that's so much money lost, and he cannot be losing money right now because he is so far behind in supply.
Yeah. Bottom right, we have a factory producing a few Hellions. That's not going to do too much. One Hellion's coming in, but now the scan actually takes down 2 Dark Templars. But 37 Harvesters killed. In comparison to the 4 that Dayshi was able to take down, that tells the story already.
It definitely does, and he's kind of feeding some zealots to the bio army, but I think he can pretty comfortably do that with like a 55 supply lead.
Yeah,
right
55 supply lead, the tech that he has. He shouldn't overdo it though. That's a nice flank that the Terran player executed there. The time warp and the storm, really good. But he needs to wait for the rest of his army to really do damage, and that's what we see right now. Another run by. Oh god, he could have seen that coming and maybe done something against it with those supply depots, but I think there was a gap anyways.
Absolutely, and this 3rd base is going to be going down once again. SCVs are going to be pulled away, and it's going to have to lift if it wants to survive. And I think from here, Sora's just going to make his way to the Terran's main base. There's just no chance left for
He has too much money, too many bases. The income is just too good. It's 4 bases against 2, basically 1 base mining only. And I do not know what Dayshi can possibly do to win this. He's trying to flank, I guess.
Maybe if the Zealots funnel in like that, he'll have a chance to kill all the Zealots, but there's still Colossus there, and Immortals, and Sentry.
He's trying to go for a sandwich position here and for a good flank, and he's doing a nice job at it. But even if Sora loses everything here, it wouldn't change a lot, I feel.
It's just one of these situations where like he's trying his best to kill the army, but it's just no chance.
2 more Colossi moving in, and even more gateway units. Even with the funnel there at the front, it doesn't really matter anymore. The force of Dayshi is just too small. He's down to 100 supply against 160. That 4th is up. 5 additional gateways being built right now, just because sometimes 12 to 14 are not enough. He's going up to nearly 20 now.
And why not? And storming on the SCVs one more time, just for some
Just for good luck. GG, well played and good luck. And we have Sora with